Hey guys, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to clean your makeup brushes. Very easy and very affordable. First option, which happens to be my favorite, is just some dishwashing liquid. You can substitute for laundry detergent as well as some olive oil. This is the one I pick up from Costco. I do equal parts, so you can do whatever ratio suits you. And you just take one of your brushes and mix it all together. Then you can kind of tell when it's ready. And then you just go in and you just clean your brushes. It's very thick, but this is going to help you clean the brushes very well as the olive oil will deep condition the brushes so they'll be nice and soft. Now you want to spot clean your brushes daily, but I also recommend that you deep clean at least once a week to avoid bumps and germs and all that nasty stuff that builds up in the brushes. Now, another option is to use a textured mat to scrub your brushes a little bit harder. I personally do not do this, but it definitely will help you to get deep down into those bristles and clean very well. Okay, so another way to clean your brushes is just to take a bar of soap, dampen all of your brushes, and go in and just swivel around on top. Very easy. You definitely have to dampen the brushes first so that each brush will lather with the soap. Now, just like when I do my makeup, I love to keep a few white towels handy. That way, if you rub that clean brush on top of the towel and it still comes up brown, then you know the brush is not clean. If you like using the bar soap method, you can also take some of that olive oil, pour it on top so that you can get some of that deep conditioning going while you're cleaning your brushes. Okay, so option number 3 for cleaning your brushes is the ever so popular Beauty Blender bar soap. It came with that textured mat that I showed you a little while ago, as well as the bar of soap. You won't want to dampen your brushes and go in one by one and clean them. You can also use that texture mat to get deep in those brushes. Now that you guys have seen all 3 options for cleaning your brushes, choose the one that's best for you. I'm going to go back to the first option, which was the dishwashing liquid mixed with the olive oil. If all 3 options were packaged and sold for the same exact price in my favorite beauty store, I would still pick this option because I like it the most. I personally find that this option is the fastest, my brushes end up the cleanest for the least amount of scrubbing, and I also get the most conditioning out of it, so my bristles are always much more soft with this option than the others. The great thing about this is when you run out, you can just add more, so more soap, more olive oil. If you don't like using so much olive oil, I would recommend you do 3 parts soap to 1 part olive oil. You can even add a little bit of water if you don't like the thick solution. If you absolutely hate cleaning your makeup brushes just as much as I do, you can kind of trick yourself into cleaning them. The way that I do it is on, say, Sunday, which is usually my brush cleaning day. I'll just make up my solution, I'll sit in my vanity, and I'll just take each brush one by one and dip them into the solution, lay them flat on a towel as you see here. And that way I can put them aside and do whatever, go about my day, and when I am ready I can just rinse them out. But that way I don't have to do all of the steps at once and spend 30 to 45 minutes standing over a sink cleaning brushes if I don't want to. I pretty much clean my beauty blenders and makeup sponges just the same way. I'm just going to go ahead and dip them into what is left of that cleaning solution. Work it in really nice, one by one. and I kind of squeeze it in there because I want it to get all the way to the center to make sure that every part of that brush or sponge is clean. If I don't have time at this moment to go ahead and rinse the brushes, I put them aside till later, but we are going to head over to my sink and rinse them out. So no matter what option you use, obviously you have to rinse the brushes out. I find that when I use the first option, which was the dishwashing liquid and the olive oil, for some reason it's just when I rinse the brushes out, it comes out very easily, and you can tell if they are clean when all of the water is clear and no longer brown. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that third brush over there, that light brush. It looks a little bit dirty, so I'm going to come back and re-clean that brush in just a bit. I mean, can you see how easy this is? I'm literally grabbing handfuls of brushes at a time, rinsing each one, but it's just going so much faster than me go one by one. With the Beauty Blender soap or with the Zest soap, I can get a bunch done really quickly. Now don't get it twisted, if I see a brush that is still looking a little bit dirty, I'm going to pull it to the side and re-wash it. But now we're going to head over to the Beauty Blender and we're going to clean that. So I just put a little bit of water back onto it to wake up that soap that was sitting inside of it. Now I'm going to squeeze all the soap out. And you guys can see the water that's coming out of it is still brown. So we're going to keep going until it's completely clear. The Beauty Blenders do take a little bit longer than the makeup brushes just because you have to get all the way inside those brushes or sponges nice and clean. Now let's do the other sponges that I have. Those are by Real Techniques, but they got just as clean. Voila! I ended up setting 2 brushes aside because they looked dirty still. This is the MAC 239. I actually stained this one with some red eyeshadow, so it's as clean as it's gonna get, but I just wanted to make sure. And this one I usually use for highlighting. It's a Sephora brush, but further down in the bristles it still looks a little bit dirty, so as you can see it's white. It's not coming up with any dirt in it, but I just like to make sure. So yeah, those were stained. It wasn't still dirty, but you can never be too sure. After you use your sink, make sure you disinfect. You don't want to be mixing dishes with makeup. Now this last step most people don't do, but I learned this from another YouTuber. Basically you just take your alcohol and a paper towel and you just rub the handles of your brushes one by one. At first I was skeptical about this step, but as you can see, some dirt is actually coming off of these brushes. So make sure you do not leave out this step. I hope this video was helpful to some of you. Ugh, look at that dirt. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.
I told. Up in the morning, miss you bad. Sorry I ain't call you back. Same problem my father had.